All right. Good morning. Whew. What a morning indeed. So, as I said, what does the market want? Certainty. Certainty. And at this point, we have it. And the market, the futures are outrageous. This will be interesting. I was a little worried about it possibly going in this way as I saw the strength building yesterday, hence slapping two alerts on, possibly then some. It's tough to follow this move. Like when it opens, you're like, is it going to open and continue when it? I mean, that's well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let me get my deck up here and get ready. We're not going to get started before everybody gets here. We'll give it the customary few minutes. So, yeah, I don't know if it was surprising or not surprising. As we said, there's going to be a large number of disappointed people either side, no matter what happens. Um, and the market will prevail. And the market will prevail. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Have you guys been watching that DJT, the Donald Trump stock? That thing was riding on this for sure. I looked at the options on that. The volatility is just through the roof. Are you guys hearing me okay? I see Miguel going in and out. I want to make sure you hear me. It's maybe me. Can you hear me all right? Yes. Okay. And you can see my screen. Good now? Got it. All right. We'll give it another minute. While we're waiting, we'll pull it up. How about that? Not one we normally look at, but it's all over the place. You can see it drop down to 11 here, then it shot up to 55, and it dropped back to 20. So it's like up 500%, and then it lost half its value. Based on the election, our opening is around 42. Actually, we touched 42 yesterday, or at least close, 41. All right. Let's just get started. Let me get the recording going here. Well, good morning and welcome to post-election day. Welcome to the Market Watch group. This is our midweek check-in. My name is Scott, and I will be your host. Sorry, I just had to fix my microphone arm. It was drooping. As always, let me remind you, this is for education and illustrative purposes only. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. We don't give recommendation or advice. We put alerts out that say, hey, look, and let you decide as you will. Today, what are we going to do? Well, we'll talk about the opening analysis. It's interesting. I would say expected based on results, right? Not necessarily one person or the other, but as we said, if we wake up and we know they've said this is the president, market's going to respond favorably. Either way, it was responding favorably yesterday just based on the apparent lack of friction, right? There weren't any, there was a couple of things said about Philly. I can't remember if it was Philly or Pittsburgh, somewhere in Pennsylvania. But as it was smooth, the market responded favorably throughout the day, to the point that I'm like, oh, if we don't get something on, we might not get it on. So we did, and here it is. So Miguel says, is this going to gap up and then pump down? So I could see a doji, right, where it's like it opens and then it runs in the morning, and everyone's like, oh, and then everyone's like, wait, where are we going? This thing, and then it drops back down. And then the selling panic kicks in and it drops below the open, and then the buyers come back and we finish with a little doji. I don't know. It could that's what'll be interesting, right? Here's the thing. For the most part, unless you have a little bit of hedge left, everything's going to be doing the right thing right now. So it's on your side. It's always good when, if the dust was settling and we're losing money, that's tough, right? When you're like, oh shit, what do I do? When the dust is settling and everything's working, because it's just like this smashing higher day, right? Like a crash up, if you will. I'm just gonna say, look, our posture was all prepared for this, and there was never an instance where we're like, I don't know. We said, hey, if there's uncertainty, the market's gonna have volatility, choppiness. Not even when there was no hint of like anything else. We'll look at our posture. What's the mindset for trades? We just had it, kind of. We'll look at the lists. I still hope to find some things, right? I still hope. Easy to jump in, right? The chimp rattling for sure, rattling the cage. But I do think we may have setups, and this is what I said. I said it on Sunday. If we miss the beginning, we've got to switch from bounce mode to continuation mode. That's your only chance, is to switch into okay, I'm going to go into continuation. That's where a chart style like Heiken Ashi is just so, it's so helpful to have that, and we'll look at that. That's obviously part of what we're doing here. Trading plan progress. We are working on our routines. Hopefully this morning you did your pre-market routine. Looked at the futures, looked at the news, looked at your stocks, looked at right. You've already gone through it all, or you're doing some of it now. But let's get into it. Okay. What did I do with those slides? Give me 1 second. Oh, I lost them. Okay. Let's get into it. So, what do we know? Future sort. Trump wins. There's no lawsuits. There's no, is this all the way loaded? There's no anything along those lines. So if you look at, right, everything is, we've got 2% on the S&P, 3% on the Dow, 1.5% on the NASDAQ, 5.6 on the Russell. That is a hell of a gap up right there. Crude oil's down 2.5, gold down 2.5. So gold was one that we were like setting up. We'll see if the gold trade is going to start to fall apart. There's a lot of premium, I guess you would say, in there that might come out. We'll see. I mean, you can see this is it. And the Tesla. Did you guys see that? Tesla kind of connected at the hip now with Trump. we said that the candle was there, but not the confirmation. So it would have been a little anticipatory, but it's getting 30 points this morning, 251 to 283. Here's where Tesla will open tomorrow, this morning in 5 minutes tomorrow. Let's go back. That's really the futures. I mean, now what? Now we have the Fed starting their meeting, and then tomorrow we will see what is almost certainly going to be additional favorable information for the market, which is a 1/4 point rate cut. Powell will give his press conference. Everything's shaping up just the way we said. If we get this election, everything else is already sort of in place. So I like it. I like it. It's come together. We've got some trades on. Hopefully can get a little bit more on. Hopefully we have a nice fall/Santa rally and a strong carry into the year like we did last year. It was like, I think that was our best run here in the last 18 months, was that post October corrective run when we got like 5 months. So yeah, okay. Thank you, Miguel. Right? Let's go. Do we still have? Let's start over here. Someone's like, maybe even we'll get a half. Come on, man. Come on. And actually the probability of another quarter in December eased a little bit. We were at 71. And now it's 66. So it's 2-1 still in favor of one more cut in December. Sandy, we only started like a minute ago. No, we started on time. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's it. It's the election, and it's the Fed this week. So the trades we have on, from an alert standpoint, include Apple and Apple and Walmart, and sometimes I even forget. You might still have a piece of Fastenal. I still have one little piece of that left. We got KKR yesterday, Apple yesterday. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to see. Did I not post the Walmart one? I thought I did, but I don't see it posted. Oh, there it is. It was like hidden. Sandy. Sandy says we're in for a bumpy ride. Okay, yeah, everything's in place here. Good. Okay, sorry. I was just like gathering my thoughts on the alerts. Let's see what's going to start. As far as continuation trades, those of you who haven't seen this, if you're new, and let me just see, I thought I saw. Let me go back into my meeting here. Roz, I think you've been before, but you haven't been in a while. So welcome back, I believe. If you're new, maybe I'm remembering something else. But now as the candles come, you can see the type of gaps we're going to have. and why it's going to be so difficult, right? We can't trade into this. Like Miguel said, is it jump and then dump? Does it hold? It's really hard to hold these 13% gaps. Let's go through the whole list. Okay, so here's one I am curious about right off the bat. Let's go see where the institutions. Oh, now that was insane. This was it. You had a anticipatory chance. Then yesterday was your other chance. Like, this was your confirmation chance to catch this coming down. And just like that, we have a lower low. We took this low out. Same high, lower low. Our VIX score is almost inevitably going to go up. And what's up with this? What's up with Apple? Come on, Apple, get your shit together. I'm all like, yeah, everything should be good. I'm not worried. I'm not thinking it's not going to go, but it is odd that it's not moving with everybody else. Aflac makes a big jump. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Should we go to it? Let's go jump down to KKR. KKR. Look at that magnificent bastard. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you just, you gotta love when you, it's not like you're like, oh, we think we're so smart. We're like, oh, we got something we got it on time. A signal showed up. Don't you love when signals show up on time? Yes, I do. Amazon's not really moving, but we're not in that anyways. I mean, this thing's been chopping around. I do think if Amazon eases back down towards that 190 mark, ooh, yeah, especially going into the holiday season. Oh, look at APO. Damn. Some of these are just, like I said, there's no way we can trade that. Like, you got to find something that's just a little slower if you're thinking of trying to come into it. APP up 3 and already coming back down. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope you held a little bit of this one. Right? If you remember, we had the same thing. The signal showed up over here. It was a little slow and it tried and hiccuped. And if you stayed with it, you got paid off. Why would you stay with it? Because you're a 5. You're not a 2 market posture. You're not a 1. You're a 5. We give trades more grace and more leeway. We try to stay with them and hold on. And if we do, hopefully it pays off. Bank of America. Oh, look at that one. 8%. BK. So everything financial gave you one day, and now it's all moved. We're not like, oh, can I get in now? No. I'm going to say no. Could it keep going higher? Yeah. Is there a trade here? No. If you're behind this, you're too late. You're a spectator. That's what we said. Right? You're a spectator. If you're either in front of it or you're a spectator. It's very difficult to try to jump into this now. Caterpillar looks great. Broke the consolidation. Next pullback. I likes it. Then you have some things like this one, but it's just, a little more iffy. I wanted to trade this, but it's got earnings. I'm not going to put on a trade before earnings. Look at the Dow. Bam. Although we say look at the Dow, but we always do our little, race for third comparison. Where we're thinking about the Dow versus the Russell. So the Dow is up 3%. The Russell is up 4.5%. Yesterday, the Dow was up 1 and the Russell was up 2. I think the Russell's getting a better piece of this. Fastenal. I held some, and I'm glad I did. That looks. What do we have here? The only one not. I don't. That doesn't look right. I think I have something different than that. Maybe I do have that. Okay. Yeah, Fastenal looks good. Okay. Look at this one. Hasn't gone yet. Very interesting. This might be able to make a late surge. Bitcoin is surging already. GE Vernova. We were wondering if it was gonna come back. It just didn't. Oh, look at gold. Look at gold. Hold on a second. Silver too. Yeah, the precious metals gapping down on this. Google. Oh, you know what? I mean, it's moved. It's still bounce-ish. Bounce-ish. Is that press? Got smashed? Oh, press. Sorry to hear it. Sorry to hear it, my friend. Google, I think, is possibly telling me first Heikin-Ashi candle. If we're gonna get a run, I would if I was taking this trade, I'm thinking to myself, it's coming up here, 190. So that gives me about 16 points. If I have a stop below today's low, that's about 5 points. I'm thinking about it. I'm mulling it over. It's being mulled. It's percolating. Maybe we can get one more piece on if everything holds up. Now, at the end of the day, this is a red candle back down here. I'll be like, maybe not. Maybe not. Time will tell. Goldman. Oh my good Lord. Look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman even outdid KKR. Home Depot. What's going on with Home Depot? People aren't gonna do home improvement in this next administration? Is that what we're supposed to understand? No home improvement? Didn't matter either way. It was already on a consolidation. There's nothing here for me. Hood, like everything else, IBM, maybe breaking its consolidation. I'd like to see it get above the 50. There's the Russell back at 5%. JCI, big move. KKR. Okay, KKR pushing even harder now, up to 8. It's trying to catch up to Goldman. Come on, KKR, you can do it. Wow, it's looking very nice. Very nice indeed. MasterCard, not as good as AXP. Hopefully you still had a piece of something of that. McDonald's. No. Meta. Oh, interesting. Google, yes. Meta, no. What do you make of that? Morgan Stanley. 9.5%. Oh, Morgan. Man, the financials are really benefiting from this. Microsoft. I think you could have made the same argument, maybe, with Microsoft that we made with Apple, that we put a trade on and said it's holding support. I don't need a new high. I can just trade this. I don't know. I didn't do that one. NDAQ. So that one's giving a lot back already. So some of these, that's what we're going to start. Like we're 10 minutes in. We're 10 minutes in celebrating like, oh, the market's so great. it's 10 minutes in. Who knows? This thing could give a lot back by the end of the day. So one thing you might be thinking about is, do I take some windfall profits early? Couple of contracts, lock it in, let you see, right? Then does it go? So, you might even put a day trading perspective on and say, if I like what I have. Let's use KKR as an example. Let's switch this down, right? At this point, you might say, you know what? I'm not going to let this break. We don't really have a support level. You might not let it fill the gap, right? You might not let it. You don't want it to turn red. We don't want to have a long shadow and then a candle down to here, and you're like, oh, I'm back at 143. So at this point, you might put a stop in and just say, hey, I'm not going to give back all of it. And you might take, like I said, as it starts to peter out here, you might just go ahead and say, I'm gonna take one off the table, right? Why not? One off the table. Why not? Right? Can I work one? Where are we thinking we might get? Okay. If you're wondering, I got 660 for one contract. 660. I got the benefit. I'm here, and then the rest of it we can hold on to. If it gives back, I don't want to. This is a windfall day. You got to decide what you want to do on a windfall day. How much? Like, do you take a little? Do you set a stop? The target range. Great question. The target range. I'm gonna have to go back. Should have that marked somewhere, but I don't. For KKR, preliminary target was the primary target was 151.5. We're $1 away from the primary target the next day, right? Like, so is that an okay place for us to take one off, but still see if it can go? You can see that the take profit target was 147. 147 is going to be my stop, so this thing doesn't actually give back if we have a late day, So, and it's still going. You don't have to do it now. Give me your thoughts. Let me know. And this is across other trades too, where you're going to be like, okay, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Be willing to take a piece where you have some great gains. You lock some in. You let some go. Sorry, I thought it was Sandy who said that. Sam, the target range. We're now 50 cents from the target. That trade's been on for all of like an hour and 17 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like we're going to say we got a little lucky getting a couple of things on, but thank you. Right? No, it's a good move. Did we hit it? We got to 151. But you can see already, where does it start? Don't leave the next 15 minutes without a plan for today for every trade you have on, every trade. Are you going to peel a little? How much? When? Are you going to tighten a stop? Where? Where is like the, hey, I'm not going to give all this back. And then there's this. So now that we've had this conversation, then there's the, what do I do with everything else trades? What else do we, no, where were we? We were thinking about look at Netflix not doing much. NVIDIA, I think you could look at NVIDIA as a continuation trade as well, right? Because if you're going to catch one of these little moves back here, if you're like, hey, this is the third candle in, but you knew this was coming, you'd be okay with it, right? You don't know. That's the point. Even if you got a move like this, third candle in, there's still meat on the bone. That's what we're wondering. What trades still have some meat on the bones? Google, Nvidia, so far for me. Maybe TSM before we get there because of the correlation. PLTR still looks good. I mean, there's nothing you can do with this now, right? PayPal. It's a little red, but that one still, you could wonder the same thing. Does it have momentum? There's the Qs. Utilities not doing anything right now, but they're now in consolidation mode. There's SoFi, SPY. So you can see the SPYs come down a little bit. Tesla, 13.5%. Oh, look at TSM. TSM on a little bit of a hiccup. I'm okay with this, actually, because there's a good chance that we have a burnout here in the next day or two from this rally, and then we have a little bit of a consolidation. And if on that consolidation, TSM is still just kind of sitting here like flirting with a support level, and then they all turn together, great, giddy up. That's more trading. Yeah. Okay. Not a lot. TTD, I would say, would be viable for a continuation trade, if not for the fact that they are reporting earnings tomorrow. Otherwise, I would say, yeah. And you'll notice when I say continuation, what do? I switch to the Heiken Ashi because it's kind of catching that first little bounce out of that dollar. So it's a funny thing, right? Because the dollar with this strength is not healthy for the market. Back in this area here, it was stressful, and now we're higher than that. So this will be interesting to see, like, at what point does the euphoria of a different administration get offset by the reality of, pressures put on by the dollar. The VIX all the way down. There's that new low. So as far as from a scoring standpoint, I am curious. I think we'll get volume today. If we get a big volume day today and we have 7:48, okay, we still have time. And we have, this is starting to get older, and then we have a tie and then a sell. We gave the buyers this was nothing. This was nothing, but today is likely to be volume, so we'll have another buy. And all of a sudden we're like, sell, tie, sell, buy. That's a tie. That's enough that I would actually, at the very least, go to zero. Maybe even jump it to 1/4 of a point. But I think we're going to see improvement this week on the VIX. I think we're going to see improvement this week on the volume. Not on the short-term trend score. Right? This was there. We bounce up. This is the new trend. The trend is, this is the trend. The trend is the green line. Or at least sort of mapped by that right now. I'm leaving that there. That was the old long term. I don't think that's going to change. We've already adjusted this down. Even though it's back into this green line, it doesn't change the fact that we missed it by a little here and a lot here. We haven't been getting to the highs of that. So I'm still thinking, unless it rallies, I'd say it's got to get past the halfway mark, 600. 600 this week. At any point for me to raise my score now, I'm going to go to the midpoint of the two green lines. So there, and then there, And then that, right? So if it doesn't ever get there, then it doesn't get back to that old trend. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to see at least a half to 3/4 of a point increase on our market posture score. Yeah, that's great. Tesla. Holding on. Oh, no, where were we? We were UUP, VIX. Oh, Walmart. So you can see, good start. Just giving some back. You know, the entry's back here, so we're okay with this. But the, volatility's coming down. I think we're fine. The thing about this trade, this Walmart trade, was it's just got to get to 85 and kind of sit in that 85 mark over the next 2 weeks. So with the trends that we have and the move that it's showing right now, even if it were to start grinding sideways, I think I have this one up. Let me show you what I mean by that. I do. WMT. So this is where we are now. And what's happened is we've moved so that not only is like now we're theta positive. Back here, time was kind of neutral, a little negative. Now we've moved to where it's a little positive. This is it, right? So as we move forward, actually it's the 6th. I just need it to grind around in this 85 to 87 mark between now and the 16th. So Thursday, Friday, and then I get Saturday, Sunday, Monday. At that point, I'm within $2. So if it moves $2, so let's just say it gets to 86 by Monday or Tuesday of next week. You're at 600 out of this is on 4 contracts. 600 out of 700. Okay. Now we've made 85%. Anything past 80, we got to be thinking, let's just go ahead and lock that in. But that's double what we're at now. So there's still definitely plenty on the table for us to stay with this one. That's my thought. Let me know if you're in that Walmart. I know I can't remember. Miguel, are you in Walmart? Who's in Walmart? Yes. Okay. Let's look at the X's and then we'll talk about our trading plan. Call it a day. XLB, you can see, giving back quite a bit. Communication services, jumping, but reached the goal. Got it. Okay. Nice. XLE, energy. I don't know. Oil's like, so XLE is jumping, and yet the crude is flat, down 1%. I don't know about that. That's interesting. Financials clearly doing fantastically well. Industrials doing well. Technology, all of our favorites. Staples, not doing much. Utilities, not doing much. Feeling defensive. Oil and gas is the Trump trade. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's jumping much. It's just kind of flat. Like, it's like, I mean, if he's saying drill, baby, drill, like, he's saying he's going to drive prices down, right? Like, what's the trade? Healthcare. I will say this. What I am looking forward to is that the Russian-Ukraine conflict will be over on January 21st. Because he said, one phone call, first day, it's over. So I'm just saying, I'm expecting promises to be delivered, right? First day, one phone call, conflict over. That I am excited about. I will tell you that. I'm sure the Ukrainians will love the solution. XLV, healthcare, defensive, another one, not doing okay. Everything's showing up, very growth oriented. XLY is looking strong. Where's the strength? Consumer discretionary, financials, technology, industrials, communication services. Where is the lackluster? Except for Apple. What the hell, Apple? Come on. Where's the defensiveness? The defensiveness is in staples, in utilities, in healthcare. That is like classic textbook lineup. I have to think we're going to get another quarter point there. I think we could see a 1 point jump on our posture. I think that. I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. Minimum a half, upwards of 1. Very strong. Love it. Love it. Give me your thoughts. Do you have concerns? If so, what are they? We'll see if maybe a continuation style trade. So let's talk about the trading plan. Routines. Can't believe we're already through section 5 on this last opportunity to go through the trading plan in 2024. A new trading plan in front of us for 2025. Let's see. The focus are these, daily and weekly. That's the focus. I think 4 different sets of routines. 3 for the day, possibly 5. I actually have 2 sets of during market hours. I have a mid-morning, couple hours in, 9:30, 10 my time, and then I have a last hour. And not like the whole hour, sometimes the whole hour. What am I thinking about with the routines? First, when? What's the time? Try to be consistent. Always at this time. Set an alarm. The next thing you need to define is how long. 15 minutes? 20 minutes? They don't need to be extensive windows. The next thing you need is a list. What will you do? Then the last thing you're going to do is prioritize that list. That's it. And then you're going to do it for each of these. Do we do before market, during market, after market, on the weekend? The weekend is going to be, right, the week is for trading. The weekend is for managing and organizing. So the weekend is for managing your watch list and making sure your record keeping's up to date and things like that. We have a great representation of some of these concepts in the sample outline. And lastly, I need more people. I had Steve give me his email. I have the first wave of people in this beautiful new environment. Yes, everybody. I think we have everybody. Not quite everybody, but here's the feedback so far has been very strong. Like everyone who's getting in right now has 0 instructions, just an email. That's fine, David. I won't be able to send it to you till tomorrow. So we're in the same place. Thank you for sending me. The second one, I'm going to try to get an email that says, welcome to the group. Do this. And I'm also going to try to have a couple of landing pages so you can see this little welcome page. The first time you log in, it's going to set up to go here. And this should have some information. And then we'll have a new members course where it'll walk through all the things we do and all the ways that you can leverage the group so that when you first come on, you can see all that. Can we get text? Maybe. I think so, Press. Actually, I'm going to say yes. Yes. Would that be helpful? Would that be a good feature? Who's interested in text alerts? Press likes it. If Press likes it, I like it, but I want to know if the rest of you like it. Okay. And just like that, a new feature is born. That's how we do it. David's in. Lee's in. Thank you, Lee. That's 3. Okay. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you guys, it's 100%. It's 100% that we're moving. So on Sunday, I'll make the announcement and then get like start sending it out that next week will be elective, and we're gonna kind of like double up, and it'll be a lot of work for me, but I'll manage. No, it's not that bad. I just have to try to keep my scatterbrained organized. That's the challenge. But we are going to make the transition, and then before Thanksgiving, there will be no more Discord. We will live here in Circle, and it feels nice. It's like bright. You know, it's a funny thing. When I first went on Thinkorswim, it was dark, and I got so used to it. And then I was doing a webinar, and someone's like, "Can you make it light? We can see it better." And I just kind of feel like the light environment there's something about it that's a little better. As I look at it compared to Discord, I think I'm glad we're moving to that. That's just a personal preference. Okay, so I have put text alerts on my list. We will continue to make this transition. Remember, you have to have a per trade. Today's a windfall day. How are you going to manage the windfall day? And then, you know, if it holds up and it sustains, maybe we'll put another alert out on, we had, you know, Google, TSM. Was it TSM? No, it wasn't TSM yet. What was the other one? I'll have to go back. Awesome. Thanks for the extra 3 minutes, you guys. Good to see you. Let's move forward and be ready for hopefully some great trading conditions. Glenn will be here to wrap the day up for you, hanging out in the meetups. Both he and I will see you tomorrow night, and then Friday as normal. Thanks. Happy trading.